Okay, so I just paid $8.20 a gallon for gas. I'll tell you where this whole thing's going. Stand by. I'm the RV dummy. Hey there, welcome everybody. Welcome back. I'm here in somewhere in Canada, in Alberta. No, I'm actually still in British Columbia. Yoko and I are completing a 2-week road trip in our Class B Pleasureway Excel TS. And I want to tell you something. If anybody asks me what my RV pronouns are, my pronouns are Class and B. It's the only, as far as I'm concerned, well, at least the type of camping we do, it's the only way to go. I literally paid $8.20 to fill my tank up a few minutes ago here in Canada. Now, the way they do it, it's by the liter. And there's a big sign, and I think I'm going to post it right here, but it said like 220 something or whatever it was. I can't remember, but I'll post it right there. And it makes it look really cheap. But then when you have to multiply times 3.8 or something like that, it comes out to a whopping $8.20. This is becoming insane, and I don't really know where it's going to end up other than I'm really glad we have our Class B. Number one, if you've got a Class A, you're done. I mean, either if you're super wealthy, you can afford the gas. But if you're doing like a long trip in a Class A, it's ridiculous. It's just out of control. A smaller Class C, yeah, you can do it for sure. Class B, which we have, which I love, yeah, those are my pronouns, baby. Class and B. It still takes a really large bite out of the trip, but not nearly as much as, like, let's say those diesels that got to pull the fifth wheels. Forget it. Diesel is out of control. It's much more. I can't remember what it was at the pump, but it was much more than the $8.20. It's probably pushing $10 here in Canada. Now, admittedly, I'm kind of in a touristy area, and they jacked the prices up. The prices are not quite as high as I just said all over Canada, but coming from the U.S., and right now we're dealing with, what are we dealing with? Probably gas averaging in I don't know, $5 a gallon, which is absurd. Diesel is pushing 6 or 7 or something like that, depending on where you are. It's just going crazy. So the Class A's, there are a lot of Class A's in this campground where I am right now. They're pretty much staying still. They're not going anywhere. They can't afford to drive the things. The fifth wheels, I'm looking around. They're not going anywhere. They're here. The fifth wheels are here. They're not going anywhere. The Class B's, they're moving around. So from Utah, we came from Utah into Idaho, into Montana. And then once we got into Canada, we saw Class B's at the national parks in Canada are like super, super popular. And number one, the Pleasureways are made there. Several other ones I think are made here, because I'm in Canada now here. But there's a reason. There's a reason, because they are economical, relatively speaking. You can get around. I mean, in the Canadian Rockies, where we're finishing up in the Canadian Rockies, you see some snow-capped mountains in the background. I mean, you can't get around in a Class A. In a Class A, you pretty much have to stay still. We were all over the place. Yoko and I did some incredible camping all over the place. Had a great time. Could pretty much go almost anywhere where a car can go. And that's why I am still a tremendous, I think it's a fight over there or something, I'm not sure what's going on, a tremendous, have I told you that? A tremendous Class B fan. On this trip, I've decided a few things. Number one, I decided I'm going to shave my beard because enough is enough, and getting back to reality. And I'm never really in reality in Salt Lake. I'm living my life, but so I can do whatever I want. And if I want to grow my beard longer, if I want to grow my hair, but I don't want to. I'm going to shave my beard probably tonight. What am I going to do next? I'm going to shine up and wash and cherish my Class B van, because after meeting a lot of people on the road on this trip, I am really, really fortunate that I have a van that can take me anywhere, that gets, I mean, compared to a car, 14 to 15 miles per gallon is not great. But in the RV world, 14 to 15 miles a gallon, and paying for regular gas, not diesel or not, high octane, it's a blessing right now. Where will the prices go for gas? I don't know. The last time I talked about gasoline on one of my videos, I was up in Mill Creek Canyon back home in Utah, and I was sharing the idea that we could just take our pleasure way out for like an evening and make dinner in it, or do carry out dinner and go up to a beautiful location in one of the canyons and just enjoy. And it costs almost nothing because it's 20 minutes from our house. You can't do that in a Class A. In those Class A's, you can't get up into those canyons in Utah. I don't think you can. At least if you can, it would not be easy. It would not be fun. Oh, and another really cool thing I want to share with you that we did. See, we did about probably 2/3 camping and 1/3 staying in lodges or hotel rooms or cabins or something like that. So we pulled up to Banff when we were ready to check into a hotel in Banff, and we actually luckily were able to park our RV, our Class B, right out on the street for free, basically right outside of our hotel room. We're up on the 3rd floor, but we had to just walk down a bunch of steps. So our RV is parked right there. So imagine, we don't have to bring everything in. We could kind of go back and use it as needed, use the RV as needed. If we wanted to get something out of the fridge, last minute, we can go there. We could store things. So we kind of use the RV as almost like a second hotel room while we're in a hotel room. I mean, again, it would be almost impossible to do that in any other type. You certainly could not do that in a fifth wheel. You could not park a fifth wheel out on the road in downtown Banff. You just can't do it. It would be impossible to do with a Class A. You could probably get away with a smaller Class C, but that's like the only other rig that you'd be able to do that with. So that was a really, really big plus. It's almost like having 2 rooms. We had our main hotel room and our RV. So we went hiking for the day. We just kind of kept our hiking gear in the RV, went down to the RV, changed into our hiking gear, got our poles, got everything we needed, our backpacks. We didn't have to lug all that stuff into the room. It was just, oh my God. So that's kind of all I wanted to say. I want to say hello to everybody. We are really enjoying this 2-week road trip from Utah well into the Canadian Rockies, Glacier National Park, Waterton in Canada, Banff, Lake Louise, and all around in many different areas. If you've got an RV and if you're able to get around, let's say you've got a Class B or a smaller Class C, if you're able to get around pretty easily, I am going to highly, highly, highly recommend this trip into Canada, again, into the Canadian Rockies that we just did. It's easy, it's beautiful, it's breathtaking. You can do as much or as little as you want. We just had a blast. Now we're heading back home. We're probably about an hour from the U.S. border, and then we've got maybe from that border, we've got probably about 12 more hours to get home. So we'll figure it out from there. The good thing about it, if we want to just boondock in a Cracker Barrel, we've actually never done that. So I told Yoko, I want to boondock in a Cracker Barrel just to say that I did it, just to experience it, not for the scenery or anything, just to say that I did it. It could be fun. Anyway, I just wanted to get you up to date. Love you all, and thanks so much. I'm Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy, and remember, in some way, we are all RV dummies. I'll talk to you soon.